Mayank.
Yeah, I'm
Oi, buddy.
fine.
So, Mayank, we're starting just like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
It's the first time I've seen the interface which the teachers see.
Okay, that's great. Fantastic. I'm happy that you are here right now. So, I will be having a lot of conversations right now because students are pretty much interested in knowing you. Okay, Mayank Bhaiya ne kaise kiya? How did he do? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Then,
yeah, shall we start?
yeah, the audience is mostly ninth and 10th class
Yeah,
students, right?
they are ninth and 10th students, so they'll be looking at you with that perspective. Ki, how did Mayank Bhaiya did so much of things that he actually got 97.4% marks in his ICSE board examinations. So first of all, Mayank, welcome to the session and welcome to this Vedantu's Toppers Talk. So today
Thank
we'll be
you.
talking about that actually what you did which made the difference. And apart from that, this session would be to throw some light that how a student who is right now preparing for class 10th, what he should or she should do in order to achieve that same level which you have achieved, or probably more than that. So what could be done? What were the different things which you did which actually worked out, because you have a good experience right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we start, Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once again, good evening to all of you guys. This is your master teacher Harsh Prayam, and I am with your favorite Mayank Bhaiya, who has actually got 97.4% in ICSE 10th board examination. So he has achieved some unachievable feat, kind of a very big feat, you can say. So now I'll be asking few questions on your behalf to all the students' behalf so that he can answer it for you and you can get a better, clear picture that actually what toppers do so that they reach at this level. Okay. So, Mayank, before starting, means if we start, so I would like to start from this point that can you tell me, sir, first of all, something about yourself so that it should be easy for all of us to set a background that from which background you come from, what is your mindset, how do you think, and what all situations are around you. What is your means? How's your family? Who all are there and everything? Yeah, man. Please go ahead.
Well, I live in Lucknow. I'm an only child, and my father works in a government institutions regarding Central Institute of Medicine and Aromatic Plants. So I live in a government provided house inside a
Okay,
beautiful colony. We have many houses, like we have three playgrounds also. So I mostly spend my time playing over there.
that's
There's
great.
a badminton court. Like, to be fair, I wasn't too much into studies the entire year. Like I used to study, but only what was required, not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to a very prestigious school in Lucknow. It has achieved a great feat in this result also, and the school's environment also helped me a lot in achieving this.
Okay, that's great. Fine. So that's pretty good. So Mayank, so if I would directly come on to the question, so how did you know about Vedantu? How did you come to know about Vedantu in the first place?
The first place was a YouTube ad. I saw a YouTube ad
Mm-hmm.
regarding the studies. I can join for 10th online coaching and all that. So first was that, and second I asked you sometimes search for the solutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Book solutions on the online web. So I came across Vedantu from through that too, because the first suggestion which comes after writing a question or suggestion for like book solution, it's Vedantu,
Mm-hmm.
because it has a pristine collection of suggestions and answers.
ओके सो मतलब यू ना से कि जब भी कुछ ऐसा सर्च आउट करते थे गूगल पे तो इंस्टेंटली इट यूज टू गिव अ रिप्लाई कि ओके वेदांतु इज हैविंग दिस सॉल्यूशन so you can take it from Vedantu like
Yeah.
that. Okay, fine. तो the second question which I would like to ask is कि वेदांतु ही क्यों, मतलब there could be means in fact वेदांतु से पहले मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा that probably you stay in Lucknow. Lucknow is a good place और लखनऊ में सारे अच्छे अच्छे टीचर्स हैं, कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स आर देयर, गुड कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री फ्लरिशेस देयर. So why come online education? Why do you choose कि online पढ़ लेते हैं? And how did you get the confidence? कैसे ये
Well,
सब हुआ?
First of all, like online coaching saves a lot of time.
Okay.
I tried to go for a trial class of 5 to 10 days to a coaching institution, but it used to waste a lot of time, hour to go, hour to come back, to talk and chat there. So it used to take, I study for 45 minutes there, and I'm taking a 2 hour for the entire 45 minutes study time. And on
Mhm.
Vedantu, like we can stay at home, and all the teachers from around the entire country are teaching us, the best teachers, because like all the coaching institute cannot have all experts in all the subjects. They
Okay.
will have
Yeah.
some teachers weak in some subjects, and some teachers best.
Mm-hmm. So means
But on Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Vedantu we have all the teachers, like are coming together from the entire country, and we know that they will be the best teachers.
Okay. That's great. So nice to hear that. Fantastic. I'll pass on your message to all the teachers at Vedantu. That's great. Okay, so you mean you want to say that कि वेदांतु पे भरोसा था पहले से, means it
Yeah.
was a kind of कि okay, means you will be getting a good quality of education here, and you were kind of prepared, and you were able to see the benefits of online education, that it will save a lot of time, it will be much more better in quality compared to the offline institutions. Fine, that's great. Okay, so now if I ask you that in which ways Vedantu did help you, so once you enrolled in Vedantu, so how did Vedantu made a difference in for you to get this feat achieved? How did Vedantu help?
Well, the first thing was the doubts section, right? Vedantu
Okay.
app has a doubt section.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing that teaching platform can do. You can ask doubts 24/7, but yeah, there is a time, but they'll reply within the next 24 hours, and you will know the proper answer, the proper written answer, that how
Mm-hmm.
you have to solve that question. And because we can click a picture or write the question also, so it is also a great thing. And Vedantu has many doubt solving classes also, right? Like particular to the subtopic also. For
Mm-hmm.
45-30 minutes classes, these classes helps us to like perfect a particular topic.
Okay, so you
So
wanna say about micro courses, I guess. कि micro courses में ऐसे
micro
particular.
micro courses are there, the free master classes are there, which are on like one topic there, right? Like
Okay.
not, but they are on one topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
These
really great.
like four
Okay.
session courses on a subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So means these all things actually helped a lot. Okay, that's great. And if I ask you that from your family, who did support you the maximum, or means whom would you like contribute the maximum contribution? कि नहीं sir, in मतलब इनके वजह से it was the major role player that I got this much of percentage.
Well, my mother used to support me a lot. Like I sometimes during the exams, I used to study the entire night and sleep for 2 hours before the exam. So she used to come and check on me that सो जा अब तू अब बहुत पढ़ लिया है.
Okay, moms are super best, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's great, fantastic. Okay, so mom supported. So Mayank, I would like to अब बात निकली ही है, तो I would really like to know this thing also, that most of the time students does have this misconception कि यार toppers कुछ अलग ही होते हैं, मतलब they are like out of the world, they're not normal people. Probably they might be having like Shakuntala Devi's brain. They will be doing like super fast calculation. They will be understanding everything at once. They don't need practice, and they don't do revisions. या फिर अगर वो late night पढ़ते होंगे तो शायद पूरा रात ही पढ़ते होंगे. So what is your take, or what would you like to say to the audience, that how is it?
Well, throughout the ninth class, I like did not study too much. I secured 80% rank, 80% marks. So I used to study on the mediocre range. But in the 10th, I started studying a little more. I started focusing on the tests. And the main thing is that when you focus on you have to study in ICSE, there is a scope given in front of every chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you study from the scope to the point, even if your teachers explain something which is out of the scope and you ignore it, it is in the best benefit of yours, because nothing is ever asked out of the scope. And if you go to the scope, you will have eliminated half the chapter.
Okay.
especially in social sciences, the chapters are way beyond the scope. They explain things that are not in the scope for the continuity. So if you eliminate the extra things, you will be able to focus on a particular topic, and you will be able to perfect yourself in that and answer the questions in a better way.
Okay, so it means basically you wanna say that you acted smartly instead of getting into the entire big arena of completing the books and completing all the questions and on and on and on. You played it smartly. So this one suggestion could be given to the audience that okay, one has to play smartly. Otherwise, probably given the depth of the ICSE syllabus and given the vastness of ICSE syllabus, one can anytime get lost in that vastness, and probably the concentration may get diluted. Okay,
Yes.
point well taken and completely agreed. Fine. So Mayank, I would also like to know कि अब जैसे बच्चों का काफी ये concern रहता है, या फिर they think a lot of time कि sir I am not a topper, that's why I get demotivated. So they have a very what you can say. I think it's a misconception, but probably you will correct me if I am wrong. That they think that toppers do not get demotivated. They are like
So,
supercharged human beings. They are always motivated. They always study. So, what would you say on that?
sir, I'd say that I'm not a topper, and I've seen my friends. They study the entire day. Like I have my friends. They some are there that they can study. They want to study, or they force themselves to study. The person who can study and want to study will succeed, and when the one which force himself to study will not be able to concentrate and will forget the topics quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the entire year, I was never at I was not the best in the class and like the topper. I was always in the 10th to 15th position in the class. But the main thing which comes into consideration is how much effort do you put in during your pre-boards and like final examination.
Final
But
examination.
if you complete your entire syllabus in the pre-boards once, and after pre-boards once revision and the pre-board twice, the second pre-board, you will be able to answer any question which has been given in the board, because the
Okay.
pre-boards train us in that way that we are able to answer.
Hmm. Okay. And in what about this motivation? So did you also used to get like demotivated, not feeling so like studying, या फिर ऐसा लग रहा है कि पता नहीं होगा, something like that. So these type of thoughts.
Well, the main thing that happened, like if I ever feel like that I'm not able to study this, I give a gap of half an hour, 1 hour, and I listen to some music, maybe dance a little, and then I try to focus on it again. And if you have a holiday on the next day, like please try to find a part of the day which has the maximum calmness, like an hour or two, and study in that, because the more calm your mind, the less the disturbances, the faster you will learn a topic, the faster you will be able to remember something.
Okay, so means basically you chose that part of the day where you get maximum calmness and maximum silence. So which part was that? Was it morning or night?
Yeah, after 12.
After 12 in the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this is, I guess, again a myth buster that most of the students do think that toppers are always morning people, those who wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning or
morning
something.
morning people, I don't know. There are people who wake up in the morning, but in the morning sometimes like some people are more adjusted to sleeping late than getting up early.
Okay.
It depends on you, that you can get up early and concentrate on studies, or you can sleep late and wake up late, like around 7 or 8 fresh.
Means
But
both works fine.
yeah, but the main thing, if you wake up early, I have seen my friend, he wakes up early. The main thing is, you get up, you have to go on a walk or a run or a jog, so that your mind freshens up before studying. Go on a
Hmm.
walk, freshen your mind, and then wash your face, and then start to study. Then it will work, but otherwise it will not.
Okay, fine. That's great. So cool. It's really fantastic, and it looks like that you are a sporting person as well. You have a pretty good interest over sports. So what are your
Yeah.
hobbies?
Well,
in that? Yeah, go ahead.
uh, if we talk about the 10th, I played football, cricket, everything, but main I focused on badminton and volleyball. Like they have a competition in our colony every year. It's an annual sports meet type.
Mm-hmm.
So my first pre-board was going on. No, second
Mm-hmm.
one, I had
Okay.
my like papers were there. Just before the papers, I had to play. So I used to come from the school after the giving the exams. I used
Mm-hmm.
to play and then I used to study.
Oh, that's great. So
Yeah.
means you were actively engaged in the sporting activities also. So means and what do you think? Did it help or was it just like कि मतलब वो था तो था sir? I don't know whether it helped or not. Or do you think that it did not help?
Physical work always helps in diverting the concentration from studies. You cannot concentrate fully on studies at all times. It's like everyone knows that you cannot always concentrate on studies. So like going out and playing helps us to gain helps us to change our
Change our
momentum and all.
momentum. Yeah, it actually many times it may help even in the blood circulation, and apart from that, it helps in breaking that monotonicity that keeps on coming because of the study. Because if you keep on continuing studies for a very long period of time, that brings a monotonicity in your working schedule also. I guess
Yes,
that's what you
yes,
want to say. Okay,
yeah.
fine. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so Mayank, would you like to mention any incidents जो एकदम ध्यान में हो, जो fresh हो, and you like कि yes, this was a incident which I would really like to mention. One incident from a very low point, means when you were feeling like very low, depressed, and someone came in and helped, maybe your mom, your dad, or your teachers, or someone else, or your friend, and or any other moment which is very good moment. So first, let's talk about: is there any sad moment, any low moment in your life which you
I
don't do
cannot
remember?
really say sad, but I was definitely scared before the English literature exam. I haven't scored like decent marks in the school exams, so I was pretty scared. I studied and studied for 3 days. I studied, but I did not go out also. And then like my brain was wrecking havoc. And then my mother came in and she said, "Bahar jao thodi der, kuch khelo, fir baad mein padna." And after playing for 2 hours, I came back, I showered, and I took some rest. And then when I started revising the chapters and the poems, and I used to like, if I'm revising a poem, I after that freshness in the mind, I could literally dictate the entire poem to you. I could narrate the entire thing because it when you revise after some time, it forms an impression on your brain. It stays there for some time, like. And before the
Mm-hmm.
exam, if you just try to close the books, like for English literature, I'll say, if you try to close the book and recall the entire story or entire poem line by line, it would be very useful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So means actually that entire thing, your conversation with your mom, and she forced you, means she pushed you to go out and you played. So this actually helped a lot, isn't it? Fine, that's great. Cool. And any other instance where you do remember that, okay, that point very freshly, I do remember that it was a very motivational point, or a point where I actually thought, ki, okay, I have that potential, I can do very good in my life, and means things were pretty certain and you were very happy. Any such incidents which you would like to share?
Well, I can say before chemistry exam, I was pretty confident in the chemistry paper.
Okay.
Because, yeah, chemistry has been always a good point in my studies because I have always been good in chemistry, right?
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Cool. So, one more thing I would like to ask you that uh, most of the time people do have this misconception also that actually those people who score very good marks, they actually study the entire year, 365 days, 24/7, and not if 24/7, then probably they studied 365 days every day. They studied at least 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever may be the time. And if I have not studied for like last 6 months, then probably I would not be in the toppers list, no matter whatsoever do I do right now in this 6 months. So what is your take on that? Is it like that,
Uh,
or
from
what?
my experience, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
No.
So it looks like that you did not study for an entire year.
I There used to be months that I haven't like studied at home or self study. Months, like a whole
Okay.
month, I wasn't able to do self studies.
Okay. So it looks like that it is going to be a big breather for those students who have not been able to concentrate since a long time. So, okay, so Mayank, then I would like to ask you to throw some light on that. That okay, so say for example, you started in like April, May, and then probably you would have studied for 1 month or 2 months because that period is a motivational period that you just start fresh and you have that in mind that okay, this is 10th boards. But down the line, after 2 to 3 months, that motivation gets diluted, and then there is a time when you absolutely don't study. Probably that time is something around August, September, October, that time period. So at that point of time, did you also used to get this feeling ki, okay, oh my god, I'm doing like hell, I'm doing a huge blunder, how would I be able to perform good in my board examinations, I'm not studying for like weeks or months. So did you had that panic kind of thing, or how did you used to handle them?
I definitely did not have a panic thing because our school and Vedantu also supported me, and I have always been on top of the concepts. So when I understand the concepts, I sometimes feel like I don't need to revise it, but after some time, like after a month, when I forget it, then I start to panic a bit. But uh, like uh, when you start in 10th, you have this motivation, you delete all your online accounts, you delete the Facebook, you delete the Instagram, and slowly you start installing everything, and you install PUBG also. So you stop studying and you play PUBG the entire time.
Okay, so you are also a PUBG fan, isn't it?
Yeah, like
Okay, fine. That's cool.
yeah, like all the
No issues,
sorry,
no issues. Yeah. Huh.
all the time during the time after, like I in July after the summer break, we had a 15-day summer break in school. I downloaded PUBG and started playing. But the main thing which kept me on studies was the project given by the schools, because they force you to do it.
Okay. So you wanna
They,
add this point as well that school projects are important,
yeah,
because
school projects are very important.
it has been a long standing debate that people students do think that schools are tormenting them and they are not doing anything, rather they are just tormenting them to do extra projects, unnecessary work which they should not have done that.
Well, one project in each subject, I think it's necessary, because schools have to provide some internal marks to the board also. So they have to show some work that the students have done. And sometimes, like most of the times, the projects are based on a particular topic, or but on a subject of the topic of the subject. So you by doing the projects, you do the background extensive research on the topic, and you are able to form a graphic image on your in your mind that how this thing works. So it helps a lot. Like in physics, we had to do 10 experiments, and we used to go to the lab, and we used to put all the pointers. Like in resistance, we had to do the from the ammeter and voltmeter, we used to see that how they work. So in the electricity chapter, my concepts were very clear because of the projects. Because until you see the practical knowledge of something, you have some misconceptions and doubts about the subject. But when you see the practical applications of it, you are very clear what has to be done with it.
Okay, that's really great. That means you want to say that basically that spending time with the project, it actually is increases your time spending with that particular topic, and that in
Yeah.
turn makes your whole understanding of the chapter or that topic pretty more clear and crisp, isn't it? Fine, cool. So Mayank, I would really like to ask you one question, but I am going to ask you this on a very honest note. So you said that you were on a top of the theory part, you understood the concepts pretty well. So, who was a major role player here? Was it the school or school teachers or some Vedantu teachers, or who was it? You can be completely honest here.
I'd say the all the things combined, because in the morning from 7 to 3 I used to be in school. Then
Mm-hmm.
from 6 to 8 I used to study on Vedantu.
Mm-hmm.
And I, like, during the exams, right, I won't study all the time.
Okay, okay, fine.
And
That's
in the nights, like, 1 month before the exam I started studying. one
mm-hmm.
month you can say 1 month before the pre-board one.
Okay, that's great.
That I had a friend of mine, like, I have a friend, we used to study together, because he's like me, he cannot sleep at night properly. So we used to call each other every half hour, ask questions. We study the same chapter at the same time, so we can answer each other's doubts and discuss
Mm-hmm.
the questions in that. uh,
Okay, that's great.
that friend, if
Mm-hmm.
you can find a friend, my advice is, if you can find a friend who can study with you at the same time as you do, please be in contact with him, please call him, please bug him all the time, and try to be try to study with him. Because if you have someone with you, you are not like, you have someone like, हाँ उसको phone करूँगा मैं सोऊंगा नहीं, like I have to call
Mm-hmm.
him and I won't sleep, and you'll study more and sleep less in that way.
Okay, that's great. So, how much did your friend achieve? How much did he get?
He got 94.6%.
Oh, that's great. So he also scored pretty well, isn't it? Fine, fine, fantastic. That's really fantastic, Mayank. Mayank, I would like to ask that. Okay, so you said just now that. Okay, what I was going to ask, I forgot it. Anyways, okay, so I'll ask you later on. Huh. So, yeah, I was about to ask that. So, can you just, or would you like to name some teachers from like school or Vedantu team anywhere, whom you wanna thank through this video, or wanna say that yes, they contributed a lot in your success? Who would be that? Those teachers?
Well, my all the school teachers, my basically my class teacher is Sandhya, Dr. Sandhya Garwal ma'am. She was a bio teacher and she taught us, like,
Mayank, I'm not getting your video. Is there some problem from your side? Yeah, now it's fine. Fine.
well, I'll basically like to thank my class teacher, like Dr. Sandhya Garwal ma'am. And in Vedantu, I used to watch the physics lecture more than anything. So Abhishek sir, he has a unique way of presenting his point in any.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Abhishek sir, go special thank, and Dr. Sandhya ma'am. Okay, fine. That's great. Cool. So yeah, yeah. You want to add something extra to this?
It's fine.
Okay, fine. So Mayank, I would like to means. Is there anything else which you would like to add from your side, or all
Uh,
sorted?
for the students, right, like how to study or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can go ahead. You can give them some advice. Obviously, they are juniors.
Yeah. Just one thing. It's that we, like, you should never stop studying.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot stop studying entirely. You either pick a different subject or study something else, but you have to study. Because if you stop studying, your focus will go off and you will have to take time. Like, if the exams would have been conducted during the corona crisis, it would have been very difficult for most of the students to recover that momentum. If
Mm-hmm.
you have gained a momentum, you cannot stop studying during that.
Hmm. Okay.
And to the main key to success in boards is the pre-boards. You have to try your 100% in the pre-boards. If you do not, like, you will get nice marks, but if you try your best in the pre-boards, you will get the best marks you can achieve. The
Mm-hmm.
pre-boards are the main key to success in the boards exam.
Okay. Fine. Fine. That's really great. Cool. So, Mayank, now, but before closing this session, I would really like to have some fun element with you. So, I would like to ask some rapid fire if you're okay with that. Shall we?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So, first of all, Mayank, I would like to ask that, okay, whom do you love more, mom or dad?
Mom.
Okay, that's great. Uh, and second, so, what is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. And what is your hobby?
I'd say badminton and volleyball.
Okay. Favorite actor?
Akshay Kumar.
Okay, favorite actress?
None.
Oh, okay. Favorite Vedantu master teacher?
Love, sir.
Oh, wow, that's great. You follow love, sir. Cool.
Yeah.
It looks like that you are loving chemistry more.
Yeah.
So this was my next question. So, but I already contemplated that. Okay, cool. So, who is your role model in your life?
Role model, I'd say my dad. Like, I
Okay,
see him hardworking, so it gives me a motivation.
okay, that's great, fantastic. And mm, what do you think? Money is more important or power is more important?
Peace of mind.
Oh wow, awesome, awesome answer for this, Mike. I'll clap for you. That's really great. So peace of mind. So now the next question. So what do you achieve or aim to be in your life? Means what is your aim?
I have aimed to be a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic,
And
man.
that's my first priority.
Okay, cool. That's really great. And any book which you have read or which you would like to mention here?
Nah, I don't read books.
Oh, that's great. Okay, no issues. Fine.
Yeah,
So,
someone would say on the contrary that you should read books, but I just don't feel like reading books.
no issues,
I
no
don't
issues.
know.
But so from your side, on your behalf, I can mention PUBG at least.
Not now because the PUBG is ruined now. It's very bad.
Okay, it's really bad. Okay, fine. That's great. Cool, Mayank. So, Mayank, it was really nice talking to you. And I'm really truly impressed and mesmerized by all the answers which you gave. And I hope that the same would have been with the students' side as well. They would have got a lot of new things to know and they would have got a much more clear picture that how they should actually tackle this entire situation, the entire pressure. And they should also be having that confidence that yes, they can also do, despite having PUBG, what you can say, mania, and then despite spending time over unnecessary things, but still it is possible to do good in life.
But something is that like if you play PUBG, do not overdo it. Please don't overdo it.
In fact, I always do that, but since you said so, okay, this could be a moral boost, or this could be a point as well that if you do things in control, then everything is fine. So even that PUBG can be a stress buster if you do it for a controlled period of time and with a control. Cool. So that was really great talking to you, Mayank. We would connect some other time as well, okay, outside the session. So it was really helpful for all the students here. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
sir.
Thank you. Bye.